Been heavily hitting the nursery rhymes.
Okay, yeah, okay.
This week.
What classics are we going for?
Well, this is right. We've got a book called Popular Nursery Rhymes.
Okay.
I've not heard of at least half of them
Okay.
in my life. I'll flick through pages with Ivy, and I'm like, nope, nope, nope. Oh, Humpty Dumpty. But what I will say is that it's got a good representation for gingers.
Okay, that's what we need.
It's illustrated, and it's got quite a few ginger kids in it, which I thought, yeah, fair dues. I'll tip my hat off to you.
Dear publisher, I'd like to write to you for the title Popular Nursery Rhymes. I'd like to give you 10 reasons why these are not popular.
P.S. Keep the gingers in the book.
Yes, we like that. Hello and welcome to A Daft Question. This is a podcast where we try and debate the questions you never thought you needed the answers to. David Evans here, and as always, I hope as always, because it'd be pointless for the podcast if he wasn't here. He is the Manchester's answer to The Rock, if The Rock was indeed ginger, Mr. Mike Malins.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Hey up, David, how are you?
I'm good, I'm alright. How about you?
I'm looking forward to these every week now, of what my intro will be.
Oh, the problem that puts a lot of pressure on me to try and think of something every week now.
Tough.
Okay, all right. But yeah,
all swim or you sink.
Yes, exactly. No, all good here. Local lockdown in effect in the City of Dreams, aka Wolverhampton. That came in today. But you know, some people, you know, in Manchester area, I presume, aren't obliged to those lockdowns.
We've got a little bit of a lockdown as well.
Oh, have you? Oh, okay.
We've still got our own rules, yeah. Well, I don't think we can mix with other people.
When you say your own rules, do you mean government rules, or literally like Manchester has its own rule set?
Oh no, I've just listed a set of rules.
Yeah.
For everyone in Manchester. Right, you will not go near me. You will not go near Ivy. Probably shouldn't go near Lucy. And make sure you're all in bed by 10 o'clock.
Okay, good. I'm glad. Bojo's put it in. It's exempt. We can carry on. Well, firstly, thank you to everybody who listened to our first episode last week. I was going for the target of 3 listeners. So when I saw 4, I thought, yes, we've done it. 4 listeners.
Who are the 3 listeners?
Well, my mum's probably one, as usual.
Yeah. Me and you.
Me and you. I don't know who the 4th is. So.
My mum?
Yeah, could be, yeah. But we've got 4. That's what we needed.
She's not given me feedback yet, so I don't know if she has listened. But I'd like to think that, you know, she would have been there for me.
And you don't know if silence means good or not.
No, and I've had quite a few friends, actually. Like, obviously, I've been telling everybody, listen to this podcast. Here's the link, Spotify, iTunes, whatever. And a few of them gone, yeah, a lot of them have said, I can't wait to listen to it. Yeah, fair play, mate. There's a few that just haven't come back to me, and I don't know what that means.
It's like on an email, that kind of thing where you say, oh yeah, I'll come back to you on that, and somebody says, oh, I'll take a listen to that. Are you really going to listen? Are you? Yeah.
They're at the bottom of the Christmas list.
I'm waiting for the blue tick to appear on WhatsApp. I know you've seen the message. Come on, listen to it, please. Before we get into the questions, Mike, should we do correspondence? Because people did listen last week.
Correspondence?
I know. I thought I'd call the feature correspondence, where obviously each week we want you to feed back on your answers to the questions. Or any general feedback of the podcast, of course. Anything negative will be ignored, obviously. We'll not read anything negative about this show on the podcast.
No. We have a lot, but no.
Yeah. So out of the 4 listeners we had listening to the show last week, Mike, what was the feedback? What were people's correspondence?
Out of the 4,
yeah.
I have 3 that I want to give a shout out to.
Okay.
So obviously, yeah, we massively appreciate anybody that listened to us, gave us the feedback, shared it on social media, got involved. It's been brilliant. Thank you very, very much. But there was 3 particular comments, shall I say, that really stood out for me.
Okay.
So the first one I'd say was best one I've ever listened to.
Ooh. I mean, that's literally podcasts in general.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Best
quite.
one I've ever listened to.
That's quite a statement. I mean, there's a lot of podcasts out there, and it's the best one ever on episode 1 as well.
Exactly.
So I think we should just can this now, put that on our CV. We've literally won podcasting.
Let's just sit back and wait for the awards.
Yeah. Okay. So come at 1.
Yep. From my cousin.
Yeah.
Second one, best new British podcast.
Ooh. I mean, again, be more specific. Could have been that person before your cousin was like everywhere. This is more like British now.
This was sent out to America, so I mean, I'm happy with that.
Okay. I mean,
Best new British podcast.
Okay. Again, on the CV, we'll take it.
From another cousin, and third one was David's Funny.
Way. Did they
from my brother?
Good. Did they mention your humour level?
He said nothing to me.
No. Okay.
I asked him, "Did you find it funny?" And his reply was, "David's funny."
Good. Again, I'm going to take that Twitter bio. That's going to go in the Twitter bio.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, so obviously we got a bit of feedback from the questions that we're asking each other.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, when I listened back to the podcast, obviously, and I thought if I'm going to get some stick from anybody or about anything rather, it'd be eating garlic bread.
Yeah.
Or that time in the nightclub
that
we no longer speak of.
Yeah.
Instead, I got quite a few text messages that simply just put 16, 10-year-olds. Now, I don't think people understand. They're just coming at you one by one. I don't know why this is such a thing. You just knock them out. And as you said, Royal Rumble style, so you just wait another 90 seconds for another one to come.
Yeah.
I thought 16 was generous.
Unless everyone in their minds thought it was going to be all at one moment. But we did clearly say Royal Rumble style.
Clearly said.
Yeah.
Clearly said. So more specific ones. Chris from Accrington gave us the origins of Bowling for Soup's name.
Oh, hello. Okay.
Yeah. So apparently they took their name from a Steve Martin skit called Bowling for Shit.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to use swearing on their posters.
Okay, makes sense.
Changed it accordingly.
Good.
So I thought that was clever.
Good marketing.
Hashtag knowledge. Now, unfortunately, if this doesn't work out, our sweet soup isn't. We haven't come up with the idea.
Oh, no.
There's a couple of websites out there. I've had a couple of people that have given us websites that have basically clearly said that, it's a thing.
Oh,
you
no.
buy this, make this, whatever. So we're going to have to think of something else, I'm afraid, mate.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we tried our best with them. We tried our best. Okay.
Killing swan is illegal.
Oh, okay. I wish they'd told me that before. And I've got a whole freezer full of swans ready for Christmas.
Right, well, use the excuse that I was going to use, and you just happen to found them dead.
Yeah, but I
And then I think you're okay.
it's all right. All I'll say is I did it while I was out with 29 other people, in part of that kind of hunting thing that we're allowed to do.
Yes.
So that's all I did. I just rounded up 29 of my friends and thought, let's go kill some swans. Come on, lads. What bonds people together more?
We found a fox in our garden at the weekend, so we invited 28 other people to kill it. It was great. It was a great night.
What gets people close? Yeah, what gets people close together than killing wild, innocent animals? Great.
Woohoo!
Okay, should we get straight into the questions?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Question number uno, or one, as they say in England. Look, obviously, Mike, we know there's some quite famous snowmen in the past. There's the snowman, of course, from the animated film.
It's the only one I've thought of.
Okay. There's
I've
also
been looking into this question, so I'm looking forward to any other famous snowmen.
Michael Keaton's Snowman in Jack Frost, that film where he turns into a snowman. Do you remember that film?
Never watched it. No.
Yeah, don't. It's not a great film.
Okay.
But he turns into a snowman, basically. There was also a horror film I remember that was like an evil snowman as well.
Right.
I just remember in the video shop as a kid just seeing You know those covers where when you kind of move the cover slightly, it changes.
Before 3D was a thing.
Yes.
Yes.
It does that. And I remember there being a cover where it was a nice snowman, and you kind of tilted a bit, and it was an evil snowman.
Oh, the technology in the 90s.
I know. But this is my question, Mike. Let's say, Mike, you're out in the lawn. It's been it's snowed overnight. You've got your mittens on. You've got your scarf on, and your gloves. You've got your coat and your hat.
My hat.
Yeah,
Don't forget my hat.
yeah. Got to keep that ginger hair nice and safe. So you go out.
I'm losing it, so I've got to.
So you go out into the garden and you think, right, I'm going to build a nice snowman. You build a snowman and a little magic appears, just like in the classic snowman, and it comes to life. What is your reaction if a snowman comes to life? Are you as happy as Larry, or are you as frightened as shit? What happens, Mike?
Happy as Larry.
Happy as Larry. Why are you happy as Larry when a snowman comes to life?
There's just so many opportunities. So, again, the research I did for this was purely the snowman. That was the only film I knew.
Okay.
Or film, cartoon, whatever, that did anything about snowmen. And I watched it and thought, he's missed a glorious opportunity here. Okay. The commercial revenue you can get from having a live action snowman. So, first of all, Lad Bible. I'd film it, get it on Lad Bible.
Oh, yes.
£100.
Yes.
Boom.
Lovely, yep.
From that, I'd then bring them onto the podcast.
Okay, yeah.
The amount of listeners that we'd get to hear a live action snowman.
What voice, what would you imagine its voice to be? How would you imagine it to sound? Closest.
Hey,
I was going to say the closest celebrity voice you could think of, but yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with a high-pitched northerner.
hey up. And then from that, so we've Lad Bible, we've got them on the podcast. Everyone's listened to a Daft question. I imagine your This Mornings, your Good Morning Britain, BBC News would come knocking on the door. Let us have an interview. Fine, give me some money. Get it all out over the news. And then just pimp him out. I mean, it's a bit hard in COVID times, but you just go to, bring a book out, go to book signings, get him signed. A musical guest, he could release a Christmas album. Oh, Christmas album!
That'd be a good Christmas album.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
I guess with stuff like This Morning, you couldn't actually get him to go to the studio because of the studio lights.
Oh no, they'd have to come here.
Yeah. But then, would you have to then build a kind of frozen world in order to keep him in that state?
I'd have to buy a bigger freezer.
Yeah, basically. Would you have to rent? Would you have to rent out like part of the snow dome in Tamworth to keep that cool temperature, or just
Whichever's cheaper.
Yeah.
You've got to look at your revenue stream.
Yeah. I guess when you're getting all those appearance money, you can then go, right, where can we keep him alive enough?
Yeah. So you'd at some point, £100 from Lad Bible, I'd get one from Curry's, and just kind of keep him in that and be like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
And once that money starts rolling in with the book signings and the albums and whatever, you can get 3-4 dock-off freezers in the back garden, just keeping that lad cold.
So when he eventually does his film about his life, which is just basically about him coming to life, who plays the snowman in his autobiographical film? The Rock plays him. So you've got this quite kind of stubby little snowman, and The Rock comes up with all his muscles.
Are you trying to say that I'd build a stubby snowman?
Maybe,
if
yeah.
I was to build a snowman, it's going to have some beef on it. There's at least 3 layers if I build a snowman.
Right, okay, yeah. But this is my issue with a snowman coming to life. And I was just instantly going to say I'd be scared as crap thinking, just built a snowman and holy hell, this snowman's come to life. But then I thought, hang on a second. If you build a snowman traditionally with those 3 layers, where the bottom layer is probably the more stout level, the bigger level, how's it going to move? It's just going to be standing there. So how are you going to get the snowman?
He could jump.
Could he? Is there too much mass on the weight of the snow?
Mine would be. If it was the size of the rock, he wouldn't be able to move.
But that's what I mean. If you were going to get to do all these appearances, surely you've got to build the snowman in a way that it's got legs. But then I know the kid on the snowman built legs, but I don't know how he did it. He's 10 years old. How's he built separate legs for a snowman?
I wouldn't have a clue how to build legs on a snowman.
That's what I mean.
massive
Yeah.
snowball, medium snowball, medium-ish snowball, and a smaller one for Ed.
This is what I mean. I don't know how he's going to move. So basically, you've got to talk.
Right.
You've got to talk his snowman, but he can't go anywhere.
Well, that's fine. Bring them in. I could charge $5 each for people to come in. We've got a side gate. Lucy could be there with ticket machine. Ivy could be there for the cuteness.
Yep.
And then just let them in and look at the snowman.
Okay. Who would play you in the part of bringing him to
Michael
life?
Fassbender.
Michael Fassbender. Okay.
Name me and any other ginger Hollywood actor.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Is he ginger, Fassbender?
Yeah, he's good looking.
Okay.
I'd be well impressed. Plus, I don't understand why he'd be scared. Just get a lighter. If you're that worried about him, just stick a lighter in his face. It'll melt. Like, you don't have to worry about this.
Well, that's what would happen, though. You'd be pimping him out, and when he's like, "Oh, Mike, I'm really tired," just get like, "What are you saying, kid? You're not tired, are you? You're not tired. Oh, no, not again, Mike."
Waving that lighter in his face.
Oh, okay. And then, I mean, would you get bored eventually, or are you just going to pimp him out until...
Depends how my bank balance is.
Okay, yeah. And then if people are disinterested in the snowman, they've seen it all, like we see with all these, 15 minutes of fame, is it just under the blow dryer, just melt him?
Yeah, I'd get the lighter, I'd get the hairdryer, I'd make a fire. I'd have to be like, "Sorry, mate, but needs must."
After very much.
Exactly. I've got that yacht in the Leeds-Liverpool Canal. I'll be fine.
So what we're saying, Mike, we're saying that basically if a snowman came to life, ultimately we could benefit from that existence.
125%.
Okay, very good. All right, should we do the next question?
David,
Yes, Mike.
how come Norman Price has never been arrested in Fireman Sam for the amount of times he's caused an incident?
It's a good question, Mike, I think.
Thank
It's a good question. So I'm going to have to do some more Fireman Sam questions in other episodes because I think there's a deeper conspiracy going on at Pontypandy.
Really?
Yes. This is just the tip of the iceberg related back to Snowman. Yeah.
Is there a lot of Fireman Sam that goes on in your house?
Yes. I think, like you will find eventually, Mike, you will go through phases on Netflix and CBeebies and stuff like that where you binge watch one particular programme. And then when you think you are deep into it, another one will come up that you will binge into it. So I've done the big Fireman Sam binge already of the new series.
Well, I'm hoping that I can introduce your Biker Mice from Mars, your Power Rangers, your Sharky and George, your Biker Groves. I'm hoping I can find them on YouTube and let her watch them.
I'm not sure. I got eldest child into Pokemon when she was really little, and it got me to relive my childhood days of watching Pokemon, which is great.
Yeah.
But then she quickly just forgot about that. And I was like, okay, I'll just watch it myself. That's fine. So Norman Price, right, in Fireman Sam, he's one of these little swines, of course, like you would expect, like the Welsh version of Dennis the Menace, but just more annoying.
Not as catchy though, is it?
No, not really. No.
Dennis the Menace.
Yeah.
Rolls off the tongue. Norman Price.
Yeah, Norman Price. So what I don't understand with Norman Price, right? So he causes a lot of incidents in Fireman Sam. Now, in the old school series that we would have watched as kids, the stop motion ones, it's just very harmless. In the newer animated versions, he just seems to every episode be this annoying twat, basically, that just causes an incident.
I mean, I've never watched it, but surely that's harsh.
I mean, look, if you think of the things he does, I mean, they're all low-key, chemicals, in a science lab, explodes, leaves a rag somewhere, commits genocide, stuff like that.
These are low-key.
Yeah. So there's low-key things, but they keep building up, and you keep thinking, hang on a second, he's using the fire services time so much. Why haven't they had a word with him? So there's one episode where all I can describe it is, I think it's called the Froggy Dance episode or something like that. Anyway, so the problem is when you watch some of these programs so much, Mike, you really deep dive deeply. That's what I was trying to get to. It's late. I can't get my words out.
Have another drink, David.
Yeah. You deep dive into the programme so much that you're thinking, why am I critiquing this programme? Anyway.
Okay.
So there's an episode where they're putting on like some kind of water show, dance show, right? And they're all dressed up as frogs. And Norman Price is a sub-character in this play, and he's jealous that James, one of his friends, is the main one. And he wants the part of James, his role. So while James is getting ready in one of the cubicles, he gets, I think it's like a glue gun, and glues the door shut so he can't get out.
Like his style.
So firstly, entrapment.
Lol.
Yeah, that's entrapment. He's forced somebody in that they can't get out, right? So there's one crime there.
How old is Norman?
I think he's got to be 9, 10, surely.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I could take him out.
Okay. Well, how many Normans could you take out at once? That's the question. So that's entrapment. And then later on in the episode, there's obviously a fire where the firing circles where this kid is entrapped. And even when they say to Norman, where is James? And he says, oh, I glued him shut into a cubicle. The whole cast, which obviously the whole cast is there, there's no reason why they shouldn't be there.
No.
They all look at him in shock. And you're thinking, if they're all looking at him in shock, right, okay, firstly, entrapment. Secondly, let's say James dies. Is that not technically manslaughter?
I mean, there's not technically about it.
I know the fire has been accidental, but if he's caused something in order for him...
That is manslaughter.
So it's potential manslaughter there, and entrapment.
Yep.
So how is he not being arrested?
Do they introduce any sort of police force?
No.
Or is it literally just...
This is part of the deeper conspiracy, Mike, I will get on to.
People.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Into further episodes. It is a town of probably 40 people in a small Welsh village that has the resources of a large city. Yeah,
right, okay.
It makes no sense. Don't worry, I'm going to go into this in future episodes. The conspiracy of Pontypandy. So I just don't understand how, he's calling on the fire services resources so much and he's just not been arrested. I just don't understand.
He sounds a bit of a bastard.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just like, what?
And he does this on the regular?
Yes. Well,
regular basis. That's what the kids say, Dave.
Yeah. I get it now. Cheers. I'll use that in future. I think him and his friends are just having a laugh, and every single adventure seems to be the fire service is called out. There's even an episode.
Go on.
There's even an episode where there's a montage for the first 5 minutes where the fire service is being called out for nearly every single thing. And you're thinking, are they actually preventing fires elsewhere?
No, they only care. I mean, it would be a shit show if something happened in what's it called?
Pontypandy.
Pontypandy.
Yes.
And they were like, "Yeah, sorry, we had to go to Cardiff. We haven't got anyone here. Can you hang fire?"
Yeah.
Hey. It'd be a bit of a naff episode, so I can see, in terms of entertainment, I can see why they do that. But Norman's a bit. Does he have a mum or a dad? Does he get grounded?
Well, this is... I don't know if you've heard about the Jason Manford theory on Fireman Sam at all.
I've heard of Jason Manford.
Yeah, but do you know that he's got a Fireman Sam theory?
No.
So in my Fireman Sam research, because I was hoping there'd be somebody out there who'd made a website filled with all the crimes committed
Which would have been so much easier for you.
Exactly. But sadly, there was not this list.
Okay.
But then I did find this story about Jason Manford had been on the radio a few years ago, and he put forward a Fireman Sam theory about Norman Price. Okay. So his theory is that Fireman Sam is actually Norman Price's dad. Right.
Wow.
Okay. So in Fireman Sam, you don't ever see Norman Price's dad.
Mm-hmm.
Norman Price's mom is Dillis, who owns the shop.
Right.
Now he says there's only two.
What's the shop?
Like the I think it's called
corner shop.
Yeah, the corner shop. It's cut price store, I think it's called.
Okay.
See, I know too much about this show already. So Jason Manford says there's only two gingers in Fireman Sam: Norman Price and Fireman Sam.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Usually a good indication.
Good indication.
Just look at Prince Charles and Harry.
Yep. Every time...
That's next week's episode.
Yeah. Every time Fireman Sam turns up near to Dillis, she always kind of blushes.
Right.
And also his theory was that Norman Price is almost acting out all the time because he wants a father figure and he longs to be a fireman in the series. So he's kind of trying to say to Fireman Sam, psychologically, that you're my dad.
Maybe what the creators of Fireman Sam should do is a late night version like Hollyoaks After Dark or whatever.
Fireman Sam after the light's gone out.
After bedtime.
After bedtime.
And then it all comes out that Fireman Sam is Norman Price's real dad, and there's a massive argument, and it'll be similar to the EastEnders scene where Cat and t'other one says, "You're not my mother." Yes, I am. And them two could be like, I was going to do a Welsh accent, but I can't.
No, please go on. Please do that Welsh accent.
You're not my father. There we go.
Okay, that was all right, actually.
You're not my father. Yes, I am.
I think that that just sounds like a generic accent. I'm gonna say.
It's my Geordie accent.
Yeah.
It's my Essex accent. It's my Jamaican accent.
Do you know what the Welsh is for microwave? Pop de ping.
Love it.
Yeah. They just thought,
love it.
What could we say that as Welsh? Oh, the noise. We'll go for that. Talking about After Dark stuff there, I did even go further with this and thought of an idea for a sequel to Fireman Sam in the future.
Right.
It's obviously
like a spin-off.
Like a spin-off series, like a sequel/spin-off, set in the future.
Like Joey from Friends.
Well, less like Joey from Friends, let's be honest.
Okay.
That was terrible. That was terrible.
I didn't mind it.
Really? It was so bad.
It amazed me that none of the Friends cast came.
Yes, exactly.
They were that close, and at no point did he mention that he got a text, an email, or Chandler's just visited. Like, there was nothing.
But once it went on...
I hope this spin-off, there's been a bit more continuity, David.
Yeah. Okay, well, this is the thing. So the idea would be is that Norman Price is actually the main firefighter, right? So it's called Fireman Price, I think maybe it's called.
Fireman Norman.
Fireman Norman? Does that have the same ring?
Fireman Sam got a surname?
It probably does, but then does Fireman Price have a better ring to it? Fireman Norman just sounds boring, doesn't it?
And by the sounds of it, he's nothing but boring.
Yeah. So basically, his dream has always been to be a fireman, and he was always a naughty kid. Mm-hmm. So now he grows up, seeks his responsibilities, become the lead fireman, and now he's teaching all the other children that, when I was a kid, I used to do all this stuff every episode, but now you need to know this. Fireman Sam is his boss.
Okay.
And there's a character, his friend James would be like the Elvis character, the ditzy kind of friend in it.
Elvis?
Yes, Fireman Sam's kind of co-colleague. He's Elvis, yeah, and he acts like Elvis.
Oh, okay.
He sings like Elvis.
Did they have that in the original? I can't remember.
I think they slightly did, but they've just emphasised it a lot more in the new animated series. Again, I've analysed this show too much.
Have you heard of a pub?
I've got one of those things in my bedroom of all the red tape and the pictures on the wall connecting all the dots with Fireman Sam. Honestly, people, you can look for...
Next time I come to Wolverhampton, we're going out.
Yeah. Oh, no, we can do.
We're going to have a...
We can do. We're all the six.
We're going to have a pint. We can. We're going to talk about football.
Okay.
We're going to talk about everything but Fireman Sam. Just so you can have a sense of normality.
Okay.
Did you know there's a disease going around this country at the minute? It's quite big. You might have...
It's a way to keep my mind off it.
Right, okay.
But yeah, there will be further talk on the deeper conspiracy of Pontypandy in future episodes. Don't you worry, Mark.
I can't wait.
Don't you worry. That's that question. So, should Norman Price be arrested for crimes he's committed? Yes. It is a kid show. It is a kid show, but please keep it realistic.
If anything, to teach the kids a lesson. If you do this, then you're off, lads. Or ladies. But, yeah. You can't be... What message is it sending out?
Exactly.
Kill people, but you just get a slap on the wrist because your dad's Fireman Sam, then it's fine, don't worry about it.
You know when you called us out because you got stuck up a tree, Norman? Well, there was a house fire down there and 3 people have died, so, you know, So, these are the real consequences, Norman.
Just from this conversation, I don't know if I want Ivy to watch Fireman Sam. It's sending out all the wrong messages.
This is why I want to make my real gritty version of Fireman Sam, where there's real consequences.
Fireman Sam after bedtime.
Right, so we've answered that question. Should we have another question, Mike? Do you know anyone that's actually ever won a national competition? Now, always see competitions in like McDonald's Monopoly, where you can see minis being won or cash prizes in front of kind of chocolate bars and crisp packets, where you can win a trip to Barbados for 2 weeks. This morning, always giving away $250,000 tax-free cash. But I don't think you ever hear these people that win these prizes. So, Mike, do you know anyone that's actually won one of these major competitions?
No. Not like a major one. Not as you said, not your McDonald's or your this morning's. I've seen the odd people win an Instagram competition.
Yeah,
if that counts. I've won quite a few Twitter competitions.
It's not the next level, though, is it? It's not the same level.
No. I mean, I won a TV out of one of them.
Oh, right, okay. What, from a Twitter competition?
From a Twitter competition. I think it's a 49-inch.
Ooh, very nice.
And it was the summer of the last World Cup.
Okay, so...
And it was a promoted tweet on Twitter. It was a new betting company. And it was literally, who scored the best goal? Vote this person, vote this person. Didn't know what goal it was. I just clicked on something. It retweeted it. Fine. Next thing I know, I'm sat in the living room, looked on Twitter. I'm like, "Hey up, Lulu, I've just won a TV." You're like, "You what?" "I've just won a TV." It came about 2 weeks later. She sent me a Snapchat. She went, "It's too big."
Send it back.
But we had. So I was like, well, we might as well put it up and see how it looks and whatever. So we put it up, and we had a 32-inch, I think, before then. So I moved the 32-inch behind, put the new 49-inch TV. I was like, boom, look at this. Oh, I don't know. Take the TV off. So I took the TV off, and the 32 was there. She was like, oh, it just looks too small now. I was like, exactly. Yes. We need a bigger TV. So she said, I'll never forget, she said, right, we'll put it back up and we'll see how we get on. I've not heard from her since. So I think it's a keeper.
Good. I was thinking about if I know anybody at all that's won any of these prizes. My sister's ex from years ago won one of the original Xboxes in one of those McDonald's competitions.
Ah, sweet.
So I think it was when they, sometimes you'll tear the tab off and you'll get one of the properties, but also you can get an instant prize.
Yeah, I do.
He won.
Mini a cheeseburger.
Yeah, when he were small fries.
Yes.
I remember, diverging now, do you remember the football stickers where there was you could get McDonald's free stuff on the back of the shinies?
Yes, 100%.
Yes. So you always get like a
big need fan.
Oh, free small fries, or like or McFlurry. But yeah, he won an Xbox off one of those straight away on the free stuff.
That's cool.
I thought that was really good.
I once thought I won a laptop off Twitter.
Okay, you thought?
Yeah. So there's Asus.
Yes.
Do laptops.
Yeah.
I follow them mainly for the competitions. And there was a tweet that said, "We've got such a thing to give away. Give us your answers or tell us why you think you should win one."
Okay.
So I replied saying, because I'm ginger. And within about 5-10 minutes, yeah, fair enough, congratulations, you've won one. I was like, brilliant. Happy days, wicked. So then Googled what it's, the technical, the model number, name or whatever they said on the tweet. Googled it, and it was a laptop bag.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh,
which slightly deflated me on my train journey.
Oh.
I'll be honest with you. I've still got it upstairs, and it's fine if I need to carry my laptop anywhere, but I don't. I've got a rucksack.
I asked Mrs. E this question about the national competition, thinking, just kind of gauging questions for the show, and she said, "Oh, I know someone who won Who Wants to Be a Millionaire," and I thought,
"What?
Did you?" Thinking straight away, right? Hasn't there only been in the UK about maybe 3-4 people who's won the main prize?
So. There was one recently, I believe.
There was one recently. So I'm thinking, you've never told me this before. So she said, "Oh yeah,
why are we not friends?"
Yeah, exactly. She said, "I know the one who's just won it." And I was like, what? Really? It's like, how do you know the person's just won it? Oh, it's somebody at work's their old history teacher. Not, that's not how it works. You don't know them.
Of my auntie's dog's Walker actually ended up winning the slot machine. My mum worked with someone who was the uncle of Gaza. So I said, yeah, I know Gaza. And I remember we got as well. I've lost them. I must have lost them in transition. But we did get, me and my brother got 2 each signed photos of Gaza. But it was just, it wasn't him in a football shirt or anything like that. It was just him like in like a turquoise navy shirt in his back garden with like a hedge behind him. And it just said, best wishes, Paul Gascoigne. And I don't know how, I must have been 12, I think we were 13, so I wasn't as into football as I am now.
Yeah.
But I wish I'd I wish I knew where they were, because they'd be worth something.
Love, can you just take a quick picture for a photo?
I remember as well, you probably remember this from Argos catalogues.
Yeah.
He had like a football medallion on a gold chain.
Yes.
You know, the back of Elizabeth Duke?
Yes.
And he had something like that, and I kept looking and going, oh, I could buy one of them. I could be a footballer.
Quickly tell you the ultimate I can't believe I gave this away story. So my sister's fiance told me this story. When he was a kid, he actually went to Wembley Stadium when they had SummerSlam that one year.
Oh, okay.
British Bulldog, I think it was British Bulldog, Shawn Michaels, yeah. I think it might have been. No, British Bulldog, Bret Hart, I think it was, in the main event, something like that. Okay. And obviously, so Bret Hart comes out and he's wearing the classic get-up, he's got his shades on, throws him into the crowd, he catches them.
Brilliant.
So he's, as a kid, I've got Bret Hart's glasses, fantastic. A year later, trades them for his mate's Meccano set.
Shut up.
I mean, obviously now, like he tells me, it's one of the biggest regrets in his life. I don't know how you...
Shut up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do we know anyone that's won a national competition? I'm saying no. Okay, let's move on. Shall we do listener questions?
Now, I've got to look in my notebook. I've got one notebook, right? At the back of it, I've got everything I've written down for this podcast. At the front of it, I've got all the players I need to scout on Football Manager.
That's a good use of a notebook.
It is. So I've got, so goalkeeper, left back, centre, right back. I don't know how long I've got of this notebook, but there we go. Anyway.
Okay.
Right. Question 1, David.
Okay.
This is from Eve Chu from Manchester.
Okay.
She's 7 years old.
Oh, okay. So we have to answer this honestly, otherwise we hate kids.
Or you just hate her. But you don't, because she's lovely.
Okay, all right.
How heavy do you think an eyeball is? I think it's a great question.
Oh, right, okay, I've got to guess this. I don't really want to tie my own eyeball out to get a scales.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend it.
No. How heavy is an eyeball? I think it's heavier than you think.
Do you think?
I do think.
I think they're really light.
I think they're probably quite dense though in the middle.
Yeah. I'm
trying to think. How would you equate it? It weighs the same as an eyeball. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that I would think I can almost imagine how much it weighs, but I can't equate it to an object.
Right, well, I think a £2 coin. I think it's that kind of weight, you kind of feel that in your hand.
I think I would actually have a stack of £1 coins, maybe 5 or 6.
Okay.
That's what I'm going for.
For each eyeball?
Yes, for each eyeball, yeah.
Okay.
So if you had £10 in pound coins, 5 in each hand, and you put them in your hand stacked up, that's the weight of each eyeball, I would say.
Oh, okay, that's quite heavy for the...
Yeah, that's what I think. So I think we've answered that question.
Yeah, next question.
Pound coins, yeah. It's a great question, by the way. It's a great question.
It is. Now as we mentioned swans in the last episode,
okay,
there's been quite a few bird questions come through.
Good.
One that's, and we haven't got, this is I think this is a podcast in itself.
Okay.
One from Tobias from Lancashire.
Yeah.
Rank all birds from worst to swan. But I don't think we've got time for that.
No, let's keep that to a side.
Right, okay, we'll keep that. Right.
Okay.
So the next two are about pigeons. So I think we can answer them both together. So
Yeah.
on Twitter at magically
Okay, yeah.
asks, do baby pigeons exist? But then Nicola Morris on the Instagram
Yeah.
asks, why do you never see old or dead pigeons?
Ah, okay. So both on the age spectrum there, on the pigeons.
Yeah. You only really see one generic pigeon.
Yes, you do. You never actually see a baby pigeon.
What? You don't look at a pigeon and go, oh,
Oh, look at that.
cute. It's just one generic is an age of pigeon. The only time you say is if they've got like a leg chopped off
Yeah.
and you see them hobbling, then you go, oh, I feel bad for that pigeon.
Someone's literally just gone Control C, Control V, haven't they, on all pigeons?
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone's looking. Like, do we think there's just one generic pigeon?
I think there is, and I think someone's just copied them. Or they're all the same pigeon. It's like a mind trick.
So I've just reread the question, and it says from Nicola Morris, why do you never see old or dead pigeons? I see quite a few dead pigeons.
Yeah, I don't think you see old
I
pigeons.
see cats eating them, or like on the motorway or something. There's quite a few dead pigeons hanging about. I think we'll just stick to why do you never see baby pigeons or old pigeons?
You don't see, in fairness,
With
you
a
don't.
walking stick.
I was going to say, or like with grey hair. In my day, us pigeons didn't walk like that, stuff like that. You don't see old pigeons. Baby pigeons wise, you don't. I'd be interested to find out why. Someone give us that answer for next week. Why you don't see baby pigeons.
Yeah, feel free if someone wants to tweet us at a daft question.
That's the one.
Or Instagram us at a daft question.
Yeah.
Or even email us a daftquestion@gmail.com.
Very good. You're on point.
And I'd be quite happy to listen to what people's views.
Michael is on brand with the social channels and the contact. So baby pigeons, we need to know the answer to that. Any other of the listener question
So we can't
world?
answer that.
We've got to let other people do that for us.
It's written in the back of my Football Manager /podcast notebook.
Don't get that mixed up with the Football Manager though. You don't be searching for baby pigeon. That sounds like some weird Argentinian player.
Why can't I find this guy? Right, on the Twitter.
Yeah.
At Matt Alica UK, we got him last week. If paid $1,000 for every 12-inch Subway sandwich eaten, how many could you eat in 24 hours?
Oh, does it depend now also on the type of Subway sandwich you're having?
Right, well, this is very much in my...
Yeah.
I've thought about this and the type of sandwich and whatever as to why I've got to the number that I've got to.
Okay, so you feel like you've gone more in depth on the thinking
Yeah.
of this, Mike. So give us your mean and method for this.
I think easily 24.
So you could eat 24
I could
foot
eat
long.
one an hour. If not, there'd definitely be a few hours where I could eat another one.
Okay, so what filling would you have to have in order to achieve that?
Tuna.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's easy. Right, you don't mess around with your salads, or your cheeses, or anything like that, or your sauces. Just have tuna in Italian bread because it's soft.
Yeah. Do you have it toasted?
Don't toast it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No.
Would the toast not help soften it, though? Would it not help break it down?
What toast do you get? Toast is harder when it comes out of the toaster than the bread that goes into it.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm thinking tuna on Italian bread. It's easy. It's quick. You know that I don't mind eating a few things now and again.
Yeah. I'm a big tuna fan myself.
I think I could easily, especially if you're getting $1,000 per one.
Okay, but do you think you could stomach having tuna over and over again within a
24 $1,000 each time? 100%.
Within a 24-hour period?
If our snowman doesn't come to life this winter, then I'm getting on this challenge.
You're not going to put swan in there?
It's illegal to kill, David. I don't think Subway will do that.
Okay, so you're saying 24 in 24 hours.
At least I think to begin with I'd probably do one every half hour. So I think between 24 and 30.
Okay, I'm still thinking.
No problem.
I think maybe I could only do 7 to 12 maybe.
Why are your answers so much so considerably less than
Because
mine.
I'm just setting my own expectations. Anything above that is a bonus. Right, okay, so we're saying 24 in 24 hours, potentially, for that. Any other questions on the listener front? Right, last question.
From our friend of the show, Lee Hasdell.
Lee Hasdell, good to hear from him again.
If a waiter brought a drink to your table, spilled it all over you, they then got another and repeated such action, how would you react? And would you get another one?
How would I react? Knowing me, I'd probably just say nothing.
I thought you'd say that.
And just let them continue the spillage while I'm probably like, yeah, that's fine. Yep,
Yeah.
that's fine. How about you? How would you react initially?
The first one, fine. You
Yeah.
can make a mistake. That's not a problem. Second time you do it again. I mean, I'd definitely get another drink because there was a reason why I wanted the drink in the first place. But I might just ask the other guy.
Or when they come again in a separate order, ask for multiple empty bowls, then place them on your lap. So when you know he's going to spill the drink again, the drink is just going to go into the empty bowls.
What? So then you ask for another drink because I spilled it, but technically you've still got that first drink, so you're getting 2 for 1 there.
Yeah, and also if it goes into the bowls, just use the bowls to drink them from, or pour that into the empty glass.
So we'll keep that drink in the bowl.
Yeah.
They're going to get us another drink.
Yeah. Which they'll just keep spilling into the bowls, and we just keep getting free refills of our drink.
I think there will be a moment where I'd be like, I want to speak to the manager.
Oh, no, I think we've just devised a solution there.
Yeah, second time, I'd think I'd ask the manager. If I'm
all right.
being... And I wasn't usually like that.
Yeah.
Usually I'd be like, no, it's fine, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Whatever, but... Like, if I've just bought a new pair of jeans or white trainers, if I was wearing my white trainers and they'd spilt like a whiskey and coke on me or something like that, I'd be fuming.
You'd be taking them off and saying, right, there must be a washing machine back there, put them in now.
Oh, I've never put them in a washing machine. How do you wash white trainers?
I know that people do, and I don't know how they do it. But it must be possible.
I mean, I just use the wipes from Sif or Jif or whatever it's called and just really go to town on them.
It must be possible. Someone tell us. How do you do it?
But then the glue, doesn't the glue not melt?
Look, again, you're going into details I don't know of here. These are urban myths that I hear of, that people put them in the washing machines.
The whole point of the podcast, David, is that we ask questions and we answer.
That is true. That is true.
So you need to get on board, pal.
Okay. Any more listener questions, or is that it for this week?
That's all we've got this week. Some good questions. Thank you very much for getting
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you. And obviously, how can people send in those questions, Mike, for future reference?
If they want to send us questions, they can do it via Instagram or Twitter on @adaftquestion, #ADQ. Or just simply send us an email, adaftquestion@gmail.com.
Great. Simple. We are going to expect hundreds of questions next week now.
Well, I hope not, because it took me a while to just get it down to 5.
Right, okay. Shall we do a surprise question? Right, it's time for a surprise question. One of us will ask each other a question. We don't know what's coming. And this time, it's Mr. Michael Malins serving to David.
David.
Michael.
Considering lockdown rules of no more than 6 people in a group,
Okay.
if you were the manager of S Club 7, who would you get rid of and why?
Right, okay, so we've got to get rid of one member of S Club 7. Are you able to break down the roster at all? Have you got the roster at hand?
I've got it in my head. I don't need it writing down.
Are you gonna? Have you got it in head via the song that they sing? Don't they sing a song that goes through the roster?
Oh, they do.
I'm sure. Knowing you, Mike, you would know this off by heart. And the dance.
There is a song. I can't remember what the song is.
Okay, so I'm trying to remember.
Thankfully, I was that big of a fan. I can remember them all.
Okay. So roster.
You've got the blokes.
Okay, yeah.
Bradley.
Yes.
You've got Paul. You've got John.
Okay, yeah.
In the females, you've got Hannah, Joe, Tina, Rachel.
Wasn't one of the guys, not Bradley, John, or who was not the blonde one? Who was the blonde one? Paul was the blonde one.
No, John was the
blonde one.
John was the blonde one.
Wasn't Paul the one that went crazy?
Yes,
a bit.
He did.
Because he left the group at one point, didn't he? And he made like a new metal band.
I don't think there was ever an S Club 6.
I'm sure in
I might be wrong, but I thought they'd dispersed.
I'm sure he left. In the TV series they did, he left.
Yeah, but that was the TV series.
But I think it did reflect real life. I believe that they owned like a villa in Spain, and that's where they performed all the time.
If it's not S Club 7 TV shows, it's Fireman Sam.
Yeah, exactly. I overanalyze anything. Anyway, S Club 7.
We need to go to a pub.
I think I'd go for him again. I think he naturally left the group before.
Paul.
Yeah, he naturally left the group before. I mean, he's not bothered, obviously, to stick around to the morals of S Club 7, so just go. Let the other group continue their fine work like they did before.
Okay.
Let's just kick him out. Yeah, fine by me.
I mean, it was a toss-up between Paul and Tina.
Okay, so why no on Tina?
Well, both Paul and Tina are just bland.
Okay, yeah. Have you met them in person? Do you know that?
No, but I watched the TV show.
Okay.
And they bring nothing to the group. I went for Tina because I just think it looked better having 3 girls, 3 boys. I think that's a well-balanced group.
Yeah,
if you got Tina. Tina, in the TV show, she did nothing. I don't think she did. She wasn't a strong singer. You've got Bradley, who's did a bit of rapping.
Yeah.
You've got John, who was the strong male vocalist.
Yes.
Because he did Broadway, I think, or at least West End after.
He's involved in something with West End, even now, I think.
You've got Jo, who was the strongest female vocalist.
Yes.
Hannah, I thought just brought that little bit of personality, certainly in the show. She was the funny, clumsy one. I thought, yeah, you bring a bit of lightheartedness to the group.
Wasn't she probably the most successful one? Didn't she do a couple of films as well afterwards?
Did she?
She did a film with Frankie Muniz from Malcolm in the Middle. Those Cody Banks,
Really?
Agent Cody Banks. She was like the sidekick or the female interest.
Oh, okay.
And she did a show on ITV years ago. I think it was called Primeval, which was like them trying to be their version of Doctor Who.
Yes.
And she was one of the main girls in that.
And that flopped massively.
Yes. Rachel Stevens did have a very good singing career for like an album, and then just disappeared off the face of the planet.
Definitely had at least one album. But I don't think anybody else really had a solo career.
No, I don't think so. Wasn't Bradley part of the... Did MTV try and put a band together,
Yes.
and he was part of it?
So this kind of backs up my theory. So you've got John, who did the make a boy band out of the outcasts of boy bands. John was on West End, Broadway. Paul did the rock metal band.
Yeah.
Jo she's done bits and bats. She was obviously on Celebrity Big Brother that one time. Rachel Stevens against Rachel Stevens. She had the solo career. She was on Glamour magazines and whatever. Hannah seems like she did TV. What did Tina do?
That's true. Should we? I've found the lyrics to that song. Maybe that will answer our question.
Well, I think I've just started. It's just come back to me actually.
Okay, so why don't you tell me the lyrics and I'll see if it matches up on here. So, Tina,
Right.
what did Tina do?
Is Tina the first one?
Yeah.
Well, Tina's sacked, so we don't have to worry about that.
But just for the benefit of
Tina's
this.
doing her thing.
No, Tina's doing her...
One of them's doing their thing.
Yeah, somebody is doing her thing, but that's later on. Tina's doing her...
Hair?
Dance.
Tina's doing her dance.
Who's next?
John's looking for a romance.
Yes.
Hannah's getting down on the floor.
Oh, close. Paul. Paul's getting down on the floor.
While Hannah's reaching out for more.
Screaming out for more, which I'm like,
Right,
okay, that's an odd lyric, but okay, we'll leave that there.
Right, so Tina's doing her dance. John's looking for romance. Paul's getting down on the floor while Hannah's screaming out for more. You want to see Rachel sing. You want to see Bradley do his thing. Then you got Jo. She got the flow. Everybody can something now. Here we go.
Nearly.
I was so happy with myself.
Want to see Bradley swing.
Right.
Want to see Rachel do her thing. Then we got Jo. She got the flow. Because ready everybody. Because here we go. Yeah. So basically, by that, yeah. So still going with Tina.
100%.
Okay. I mean, you've thought about this obviously far more because you've had the question in prep. I'm still going to go with Paul.
Okay.
Paul and Tina are out, and then they can have a Big Brother style public vote of who is no longer in the group.
Okay,
yeah.
Good management skills. I like that.
Yeah, very good.
You're
very
not just
good.
singling one person out. You're singling two of them, and you let someone else take the decision.
Yes.
That is good management skills.
Yes. Right, surprise question done. Thank you very much, Mike. I shall return the favour once again next week.
Good.
Should we do another question? So, Mike, obviously, both as drivers, we like driving around places. But I find that if I need to concentrate on something, I need to turn the music down or the radio down. So my question is, does turning down the music / radio actually help you concentrate? What do you think, Mike?
For me, it depends on who I was listening to. So I've got 3 musical groups, artists down.
Okay.
I think if any of these 3 were playing, I'm automatically in the zone, and I'd need to turn it down to be able to concentrate and get my mind off singing or rapping, as you may find out, with them, and concentrate on where I'm looking. So, if 5 are playing,
Yeah.
if Girls Aloud are playing,
Okay.
or if Eminem was playing.
Okay. So very kind of noughties artists. Yeah. Okay.
If any of them were on the radio, then I'd have to turn it down, otherwise I'd get too involved.
Okay. But anyone else, blanks you.
It's fine. Unless it was that nostalgic 90s save tonight kind of thing, then I'd be fine. And I don't have a massive problem with it.
And it doesn't matter the scenario. For example, if you get lost or if you go do a 3-point turn, you've always got to turn it down if it's those 3 artists.
I've got a sat-nav, so I'm rarely lost.
Sat-navs don't always take you to the right place, though.
But if I've got a sat-nav and it says, your destination is on your left. Oh, my friend, Jamie, you know him.
Yeah.
He's just downloaded an application on his sat-nav that shows the Batmobile as his car.
Oh.
And Batman tells you where to go.
Oh, is it just generic Batman or is it famous Batman that someone's gone?
It's just a guy going, turn left at the roundabout.
Which Batman, actual famous Batman, would you have as the voice of your Batman in your sat-nav? Are you going to go for a bit of Bale?
I was going to say Bale, but the only criticism I'd have of Bale is that sometimes it's hard to understand what he was saying. Keaton,
yeah, it's a good one.
Keaton. Or Adam West, just to bring a bit of funk to it.
I was going to say, I think I'd go for Adam West. I think he's a bit more light-hearted for you, Batman.
Light-hearted, yeah.
And then you
feel like I was being driven by Batman with Adam West.
But then when you turn to the correct lanes, you could have those sound effects, like the boom kapow sound effects. When
you get to your destination, it's like, pow! Yeah. You've arrived.
See?
You're here.
I bet you they didn't think of that.
No.
Right, let's add that to the list. We can't do Sweet Soups, so a new version of the Batman sat-nav. There we go.
Write it down.
Put it in your list again.
I'll put it in the middle of the book.
Yes.
Of our career suggestions. Hang on. Let me just cross out. Let me cross out Sweet Soups. And we go right. Sorted.
Do you want to know the actual science behind this? This is actually a thing, though.
Yeah, go on. Well, what about you? Do you need to turn it down?
Yeah, I do. I have to turn it down. You know, I'm trying to do a 3-point turn or reverse, and I've got the girl shouting in the back of the car, "Come on, just let me do this, please. I've got a parallel park." But yeah, definitely. If I feel like I've got lost for some reasons, again, like if the sat nav hasn't got me exactly there, or I'm trying to just reverse. Doesn't matter what song it is, unfortunately.
Right.
Has to go down.
Are you always in the zone?
Always in the zone. I'm just like there concentrating. But yeah, always have to turn it down. But I did a bit of research online and I found an article on menshealth.com about this said subject. So obviously asking the same question that we've asked, and they say here, this is based off some research in Sweden. And they said that after performing MRI tests on 32 participants, the researchers discovered that when people were focusing on something visual, the responsiveness of their auditory nerves, which enable you to hear, decreased. This means that your brain actually turns down your hearing so you don't become distracted by sounds when you need to concentrate on what you see. It's your brain's way of prioritising tasks. So basically, and I think that was a research on something else, but I think they're trying to suggest it related to the same thing. But basically, okay, Mike, we're saying that it does work, apart from if 5 Girls Aloud or Eminem on, then in case, no, you don't need to.
I don't think I need to, no. But I've only been driving 3 years.
Okay.
I haven't got the vast experience as you have.
I don't think it makes a difference, really.
But in my 3 years, I've noticed that unless it's 5 Girls Aloud or Eminem, then I'm fine.
If you're in the zone already with those 3 artists, so you don't need to turn it down, I don't think any more years of driving will change that.
We'll see. We shall see.
Yeah, and I think that's it. That's the questions done for another week.
That's all I've got on my list.
We've done another episode. We've actually got to 2.
This is the second album, difficult album.
Yeah.
So we've had, positive feedback for the first one.
Yeah.
Again, thank you very much. But it's just whether they're going to listen to the second one now.
Will we get 5 listeners this time rather than the 4?
Well, fingers crossed Lucy will listen to it this week.
Yes. But yeah, that's it. We're done. Where can people contact us again, Mike? On the socials?
So we have Instagram, we have Twitter. Both are at A Daft Question, or email us at adaftquestion@gmail.com.
Lovely. And obviously, not only do we want your questions, we want your answers to the questions we've already talked about today, and we'll put that in correspondence.
Indeed.
We want to discuss further about whether we were right or wrong in what we discussed. We're probably wrong.
Actually, thinking about it,
Go on.
I did quickly, if we've got time, I did put up a poll on the Instagram.
Oh, a poll?
I did. Of our, is hot dog a sandwich or is cereal a soup?
Okay, and what were the results for the general public?
So, is cereal a soup?
Okay.
Quite close. 18% said yes. 82% said no.
That is quite close, to be honest. That's like a Brexit result, that is. Very close. And the hot dog is a sandwich.
Hot dog is a sandwich.
Yeah.
11% said yes.
Yeah.
89% no.
Oh, that's even closer. That's very hard to distinguish between the two. Okay, so no on both fronts then. I'm still not sure on that, but
Well, at least one of them they're wrong on.
And that's it. Another episode done. Thank you very much for listening. And we'll be back next week for more questions that you never knew that you needed answered.